Hey, what's up, y'all, and welcome back to Bay City and the top 3 Turvy. Let's get right to it and meet this week's 4 contenders. First up, driving in the IROC Firebird for Feral Mods, it's Feral Patrick. Driving the Cord, named Spring Breaker 2, it's Dr. Dodge. Driving the custom 2012 Ford Mustang for Ironbeard Customs, it's James Ironbeard. Driving the Ford Focus named Mike, that's Goldenrod, Wazowski for Raw Sun God Racing, this is Raw Sun God. And here we go, folks. Up top, beautiful Bay City Speedway, we've got Feral Patrick on the pole next to Dr. Dodge, Ironbeard and Raw Sun God in the rear. Feral Patrick first out of the dual 90 and into wine country. Dr. Dodge keeping pace into the crossover. They're all bunched up the hill towards the tower. Ironbeard on the inside, but Dr. Dodge will squawk him out of the merge. And there goes Sun God into third. The Spring Breakers are sideways. Now forwards, now backwards, and Beard on the outside. But Sun God holds on. Feral Patrick already crossing the line as Dr. Dodge out of the trees will take second in reverse, followed by Raw Sun God. James Ironbeard in for fourth. Feral Patrick across with a lap time of 10.42, and that's how this race gets started. As we take our first look at the top 3 Turvy replay, impressive start as well from Dr. Dodge in the Spring Breaker 2, and you wouldn't expect a convertible full of blondes to be competitive, but Dr. Dodge always figures out a way. Keep your eyes on Sun God here as he hits the bridge with a head full of steam and takes third place away from Ironbeard. A little trouble around the palace and into downtown, but they somehow all hold on to their places in line. Feral Patrick with a huge lead crosses and becomes that much closer. Back up top, lap 2, we'll rotate him one spot clockwise, putting Dr. Dodge on the pole. He'll welcome Raw Sun God to the front. FP drops back a spot next to the Beard, and Gate drops rear racing. Dr. Dodge with the early lead into the vineyards, but that's quickly erased by Raw Sun God on the outside. Now inside lane down the bridge. Up and around Coit Hill, that outside lane flying toward the Bay City Bridge. Sun God with a 4-car lead past the Painted Ladies and around the Palace. But there's the Beard right on the bumper of Sun God. Onto the home stretch and through the John Aubrey National Park, and Raw Sun God will capture lap 2. Ironbeard a close second. Dr. Dodge a distant third, and Feral Patrick will round us out. Raw Sun God across with a lap time of 10.05, and he'll gladly take those 4 points. Another look here at lap 2, and as good as the Spring Breaker looked last race, it looked like they were in next morning walk of shame form in this one. Sun God and Beard took off early and never looked back, and it was a fun one to watch. But a bit concerning here for Feral Patrick, winner of lap 1, having trouble keeping up with the rest of the pack up the hill. Bay City Speedway, unlike any other track in the world, folks. And if you're still stuck on top of that hill while the others are speeding across the bridge, you've got a long, tough road ahead of you if you want any chance of moving on in this format. Foundation lap 3, and just like that, Sun God now on the pole next to James Ironbeard. Dr. Dodge and Feral Patrick in the rear. And here we go. Sun God out front early and Ironbeard right there with him, and there goes the Beard into the lead on the bridge. Sun God making up a little ground up the hill on the inside, but Ironbeard first to the merge. And Ironbeard will lead us a little recklessly past the Painted Ladies towards the Bixby Bridge. Sun God right there with him, but the Beard pulls away. And James Ironbeard will capture lap 3 in front of Raw Sun God. And wow, Dr. Dodge in for a close third. And somebody may be feral again. James Ironbeard across with a lap time of 10.20. And let's see if we can track down that IROC Firebird as we see the newly installed hedges behind the outfield fence there. And there's Feral Patrick toppled over on the Bixby, and that is not going to help his cause one bit. Hey, and there's the boats down there racing in the Beer Can Regatta. Well, folks, the resiliency of a Raw Sun God here as he hung in for about as long as he could before Beard took the lead for good on the bridge. As we see Feral Patrick's struggles continue. Ironbeard across the Bay City Bridge gets a bit wobbly, but hangs on. And look at the ground that Dr. Dodge had to make up. But watch here as we keep an eye on the official demise of Feral Patrick in this one. But James Ironbeard, your winner of lap 3, and folks, we've had 3 different winners these first 3 laps. And your only non-winner, Dr. Dodge, will start lap 4 the furthest away from the pole position, which belongs to James Ironbeard in this one. The Beard is just 1 point back of Sun God, who starts right behind him, and lap 4 is underway. Ironbeard first to the Napa Valley, and Sun God keeps pace because he has to. Into the second crossover and up the hill, and here we go! Beard a little loose on the bridge, but Sun God still a ways back around the palace, and James Ironbeard is leaving no doubt, folks. Sun God not even in the picture, and James Ironbeard will take lap 4. Sun God across for second. PFU, thank Rust Belt Customs. Now sit back and enjoy the sounds of racing. And a tough way to go out here for Raw Sun God, but a beautiful build, and we know he'll be back. Alright folks, while we give Ironbeard a chance to get back to his pit area, let's take this time to thank our track sponsor, Spoolheads. Check them out at spoolheads.com. And now, let's take it down to the Rust Belt pit area and our in-house reporter, Dolores Fuertes Barriga de Cardenal.
Yeah, hey Daryl. Dolores ain't here again. Apparently she's blowing up her trailer right now. Had some bad queso last night, and trust me, you do not want to get too close to that cannon right now, if you know what I mean. Anyways, I'm right here with the beard if you need me to fill in again.
Oh hey Andy. Yeah, of course. And thank you for that unnecessarily thorough explanation of what happened to Dolores.
Absolutely, D. So Jimbo, that was pretty close at the end there. Not every day you gotta go into extra innings here at Bay City.
Well, Andy, I'll tell you, I'm feeling pretty good with this win. It was nice being out here, first time on Bay City. Really appreciate the race today, guys. All the drivers out there did a great job. Raw Sun God, nice build, bro. Fast car.
You think your car has what it takes to stick around?
You know, my Mustang's tuned in, doing pretty good on this track. Hopefully I can hang with the top 3.
Yeah, about your car choice. Mustangs have a bit of a reputation. I'm sure you've seen those videos on YouTube.
I'm not sure why there's all this huff and puff about Mustangs out there. I guess it takes a good driver to drive a Mustang. That's all I gotta say about that. Heading up against Arlo, Johnny Smoke, Lone Star. I don't know if this stank can hang. We'll have to see.
Well, that's twice you've beaten out Raw Sun God now. Congratulations again on today's win, and good luck going up against the top 3. Daryl, back to you.
All right, thanks a bunch, Indy Rain. And folks, who is James Ironbeard up against? let's meet our top three. From left to right, from Live Young Diecast, it's Lone Star. From Arlo Racing, it's Arlo. And from SST Diecast Racing, this is Johnny Smoke. All right, folks, let's get them fired up. New guys with beards go in the back, and most points from last week start on the pole. And once again, that's Arlo. Lone Star on the outside of him, Johnny Smoke behind him, and we are underway. Arlo first out of the dual 90 with the lead into the wine country and onto the Golden State Bridge. Through the second crossover and up the hill, Smoke with a firm hold on second now as Arlo leads him to the Bay City Bridge. Smoke spins around, and there's a whole cluster in front of the ladies. Arlo heads into downtown. Smoke continues in reverse. Here comes Lone Star, and they touch into the John Aubrey National Forest, and Johnny Smoke in Sweet Tangerine will hold on to second place in front of Lone Star and James Ironbeard. And of course, all three of them finished behind our lap one winner, Arlo, who came across with a tidy track time of 10.13. And a great and somewhat surprising second place finish there for Smoke as he managed to keep pace with Arlo up the hill and sending notice to Lone Star and all the drivers that where there's smoke, there's fire. Ooh, we should put that on a t-shirt or make it a meme. Back up top, lap 2, Lone Star slides to the pole and James Ironbeard moves up a space beside him. Arlo and Smoke in the rear. Let's see what the Beard has here as they're off. Lone Star out to the early lead into the vineyards, and Arlo and Beard side by side into the crossover. And they're all bunched up the hill going towards the tower. And Arlo on that inside lane will capture second at the merge. Arlo a little loose on the bridge, and there he goes into the lead in front of the ladies. Arlo into downtown and across the Bigsby, and he goes around into the home stretch. Can Lone Star make a move? No! And Arlo will take lap 2 as well. Lone Star close second. Beard right behind for third. And Johnny Smoke will close us out. Arlo across with a lap time of 10.66, which is pretty impressive from the back row. Well, it appears no one is safe from the wrath of Arlo here as Lone Star starts this one on the pole and in his mind already added 4 points to his score. And with the competitiveness of this group, it's not surprising there would be some jockeying for position. But keep your eyes on Arlo here as both he and Lone Star get loose. But it's Lone Star that pays the price as Arlo snatches the lead right away from him in front of the ladies. There's a flag on the play here, however, for unnecessary showboating, and that'll cause Arlo to have to start in the back next race. Foundation lap 3. Arlo, your leader by 3 points, will start this one in the back row next to Lone Star. Ironbeard makes his way to the pole and looks to take advantage of this starting position next to Johnny Smoke. And there's the green. Ironbeard first out of the spool heads dual 90 towards the bridge and Johnny Smoke into the lead. Arlo goes with him. Can Beard grab second at the merge? He can, and Arlo is baffled. Johnny Smoke across the Bay City Bridge and Beard catching air and getting loose but holds his position. Smoke into downtown and he goes over on the Bigsby. All three drivers somehow avoid the wreckage and head towards the line. And James Ironbeard will capture lap 3. Arlo and Lone Star right behind him, and what a horrible break here for Johnny Smoke. The Beard across with a lap time of 10.43, and I can hear Johnny Smoke banging on his steering wheel as we speak. And that's definitely going to put the proverbial wrench right in the middle of this scoring, folks, and lap 4 is gonna be wild. Well, folks, we have to give credit where credit is due here, and for the first 2 races, we didn't see or hear a lot from Johnny Smoke. But he wasn't about to take his pole position lap for granted as he was off with a vengeance in this one. Beard in the second place of the merge was huge for him as we don't see Arlo get beat to the merge very often, even when he's in the outside lane. Beard loose in front of the ladies gives Johnny Smoke plenty of room to roll over on his own, but the skills of all 3 of our trail drivers here magically eluding contact. We'll take another look here, and I swear, sometimes you'll have trouble convincing me that there aren't little people driving these things. All right, folks, final lap 4. Johnny Smoke on the pole, and he'll need every point he can get and likely some help here to stay in this competition. Arlo on the outside, Lone Star and Beard tied at 7 in the rear, and lap 4 is underway. Smoke the first into Napa Valley. Arlo giving chase on the outside, now inside, now outside lane, and he will take the lead headed up the hill into the merge. Smoke into second and Beard into third in front of Lone Star. Evenly spaced across the bridge towards the Painted Ladies and around the Palace. Arlo putting on a clinic here into downtown. Smoke and Ironbeard across the Bigsby. Arlo across. Johnny Smoke in for second, Iron Bear to close third, and Lone Star will close us out here in lap 4. Arlo with a lap time of 9.60, again the quickest of the day by a good margin. And what a show these 4 drivers put on for us today, folks. And while the judges tally these points, let's take another look at that lap 4 replay. Smoke, down by 3 points to start the race, I believe needed maximum points as well as a DNF from either Lone Star or Ironbeard. Props to Smoke for doing all he could, as sometimes you're just up against a buzzsaw. And I would say that Arlo leading in points over a group of winners for 4 consecutive weeks certainly qualifies as a buzzsaw, as this time all 4 drivers were somewhat evenly spaced apart for maximum speed. And here's our scores, and by 1 single point, unfortunately, as quickly as Johnny Smoke made the top 3, he's just as quickly dispatched. Arlo, your group winner with 15 points. Lone Star squeaks his way in, and let's welcome our newest member of the top 3, James Ironbeard. Thanks so much to Johnny Smoke. We're all excited for your next casting. And that's gonna do it, folks. Thanks so much for joining us. Congratulations to Ironbeard, Arlo, and Lone Star. You'll be seeing them next time, along with 4 new drivers who will take to the track for their shot at the top 3 Turvy. This has been a presentation of Bay City Diecast Racing. My name is Daryl, and I've been your host. Have a good night, everybody.
Well, you certainly know how to compliment a woman. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Do you know who I am?
No, I can't say that I do.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Really?
People know me.
Well, I'm very happy for you.
I'm very important. I have many leather-bound books, and my apartment smells of rich mahogany.